Hello, I'm Dr. Jane. Are you a man over 50? Losing sleep from nightly trips to the bathroom? Is your urine flow weakening? Or maybe you feel that persistent, nagging sensation that your bladder never fully empties? If you answered yes, pay close attention. The cause of these problems may not just be age, but 3 foods you likely eat every day, unaware that they're the silent enemies of your prostate. In this video, I'll reveal these 3 foods and explain, based on science, how they fuel chronic inflammation that causes your prostate to grow. We'll dispel the idea that this is just an age thing and show why pills and supplements often fail if you don't tackle the real root of the problem, your diet. By watching until the end, you'll not only discover how to regain control and peace of mind, but you'll also be shocked by the 3rd food on the list. It's the most dangerous precisely because, for decades, it's been considered a cornerstone of good health, something many of us consume daily, thinking we're doing our bodies a favor. Finding out what it is could be the game changer you need. But to understand why these foods are so dangerous, we first need to dive into the root of the problem. Let's get started. Before we reveal the culprits, we need to understand what's really happening inside your body. I've sat across from hundreds, maybe thousands, of men in your situation. Good, hard-working family men who come to my Seattle clinic feeling defeated. Their voices are low, their confidence shaken. They tell me about sleepless nights, the anxiety of always needing to know where the nearest bathroom is, the frustration of a body that no longer seems to obey. And the worst part? Almost all of them have accepted this as their fate. It's just age, doctor, they say. It's normal. I'm here to tell you with all the certainty of my experience and science, no. It's not normal, and it doesn't have to be your destiny. Your prostate problems aren't an inevitable consequence of aging. In fact, they're the result of a process that, in many cases, has been fueled slowly and steadily for decades: chronic inflammation. Think of inflammation as a small fire burning silently inside your body. Over time, this fire causes cellular damage. Your prostate, with its delicate structure, is particularly vulnerable to this fire. When prostate cells are constantly assaulted by inflammation, they react. They start multiplying uncontrollably in an attempt to protect themselves, leading to what we know as benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, the infamous prostate enlargement. This enlargement compresses the urethra, causing all the symptoms you know too well. The key question isn't how to treat the symptom, but how do we put out this fire? The answer lies in stopping the fuel that feeds it. That fuel is the foods we're about to discuss. Let's start with our first enemy. And this may shock many: dairy products. Yes, milk, cheese, yogurt. Our whole lives, we've been taught that dairy equals strong bones and good health. And sure, they have benefits. But for men prone to prostate issues, they can be a slow poison. The science is clear. A major review of studies published in the prestigious journal Prostate Cancer and Prostatic Diseases found a significant link between high dairy consumption and an increased risk of prostate problems, including prostate cancer. Why? For 2 main reasons. First, the excess calcium in dairy can disrupt hormonal balance and vitamin D levels in the body, a nutrient vital for prostate health. But the second reason is even more compelling. Cow's milk is rich in a hormone called IGF-1, or insulin-like growth factor. This hormone is designed by nature for one thing: to make a calf grow quickly. When an adult man consumes it in large amounts, it can stimulate unwanted cell growth in the body. And your prostate cells are a prime target. I'm not talking about an occasional glass of milk, but the daily, consistent consumption that builds up over years. The good news? Alternatives are delicious and easy to find. Almond milk, oat milk, or coconut milk, preferably unsweetened. The switch is simpler than it seems. The second enemy of your prostate is red meat and processed meats. I know for many, A good barbecue or a bacon sandwich is a joy in life. But it's critical to understand what happens when these foods become a regular part of your diet. Red meats, especially fattier cuts and processed meats like hot dogs, sausages, and bacon, are loaded with saturated fats. When you eat these foods, especially when cooked at high temperatures, like on the grill or in a skillet, your body is exposed to highly inflammatory compounds and heterocyclic amines, which are potentially carcinogenic. This combination creates the perfect environment for that internal fire we mentioned. Systemic inflammation rises, and your prostate bears the consequences. Again, this isn't about extremism, it's about moderation and smart choices. Swapping red meat for omega-3 rich fish, like salmon or mackerel, or for chicken and turkey, makes a huge difference. The omega-3 in fish is actually a powerful natural anti-inflammatory. By making this simple swap most days of the week, you're not just removing an inflammatory agent, you're adding a fighter against inflammation. And now the third in my opinion, the most dangerous enemy of your prostate. It's dangerous because it hides in plain sight, disguised as harmless and even part of a normal diet. I'm talking about refined sugars and simple carbs. White bread, soda, cookies, cakes, donuts, refined pastas. What do they all have in common? They cause rapid, intense spikes in your blood sugar. When this happens, your body releases a surge of insulin to try to manage it. This roller coaster of sugar and insulin is one of the most potent triggers for systemic inflammation throughout your body. This widespread inflammation creates a hostile environment that affects all your organs. And as we've seen, the prostate is incredibly sensitive. Every time you eat these foods, you're literally feeding the inflammatory process that makes your prostate grow. What makes this so insidious is that, for a long time, fat was demonized, while sugar and white flour were seen as sources of quick energy. The truth is, they're the primary drivers of inflammation in the modern diet. The solution? Opt for whole grains, fruits as your source of sweetness, and cut out soda and processed bakery products entirely. Okay, Dr. Jane, you've told me what to avoid. But how'd I start? The change might seem overwhelming, but the strategy I give my patients is incredibly simple and effective. I call it the 30-day challenge. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick just one of these three enemies, dairy, red meat, or refined sugars, and eliminate or drastically reduce it for 30 days. Just one. I remember a patient, Robert Thompson, a 65-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. He was skeptical. This sounds too easy, doctor, he told me. I asked him to switch cow's milk for almond milk and limit red meat to once a week. 3 weeks later, he called me, thrilled. Doctor, I only got up once last night. My flow is stronger. I feel more rested than I have in years. His voice wasn't just relieved. It was astonished. He discovered the power of stopping the fuel to the fire. And Robert's story isn't unique. After 30 days, you won't just feel the difference in the bathroom. You'll notice more energy. Your mind will feel clearer. That brain fog many attribute to age will start to lift. You'll sleep better. Your body has an innate ability to heal. It just needs a chance. This 30-day challenge is that chance. What you eat is the most powerful tool you have to fight prostate problems. This isn't about deprivation. It's about empowerment. It's about taking control of your health. Chronic inflammation, fueled by dairy, red meat, and refined sugars, is the real root of the problem. By cutting back on these foods, you're not just easing symptoms. You're healing your body from the inside out. The beauty of this is that it's never too late to start. I have patients in their 70s and 80s who've seen remarkable changes. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's waiting for the right signal to start repairing itself. If this video gave you hope and clarity, please hit the like button. Share it with a friend, father, or brother who needs to hear this message. And subscribe to the channel for more science-based health content. And now, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Which of these 3 enemies will you tackle first in your diet? I read and respond to everyone. Remember, one small step can be the start of a big healing journey. Take care and see you next time.